Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are spilling the tea a little bit and we are going to take a look to see what they really think of you. So if you have a person in mind that you've kind of been dealing with and you'd like to kind of know what they really think about you, that's what this video is going to be. That's what we're going to be looking at today with this pick a card. So I have 3 piles here for you guys to choose from. Each one has 1 to 2. It just kind of depends on like when I pulled the cards. For some piles, 2 oracle cards came out. For others, just 1 came out. But we have 3 piles here for you to choose from with the oracle cards. We'll of course be pulling tarot cards on camera as well for your respective piles. But here are the 3 for you to choose from. I've also placed some crystals here as well to help you guys. So pile number 1, we have this obsidian crystal here for you that you can just kind of take a look at, see if you vibe with that. If so, this is going to be your pile. And then pile number 2 here, we have this selenite crystal. So if you kind of vibe with this one, you're feeling drawn to this one, then this will be your pile here. And then pile number 3, we have malachite. And so if you are feeling called to this crystal, then pile number 3 will be your pile. Here's a little bit better look at that for you guys. But go ahead, take some time, kind of meditate on the 3 piles. Choose whichever one you feel called to. You might feel called to multiple, and that's totally fine. That means that there's a message in there in those other piles for you as well. So just know you'll never pick wrong. If you feel drawn to a pile, there's absolutely a message in there for you. You can go ahead and pause the video too if you need to in order to give yourself a little bit more time to decide. I will have the timestamps in the description box down below, as well as the top pinned comment. I'll have it there as well for you guys as soon as I release the video and put it up on YouTube, so you guys can go to that. That'll be a little fast way to be able to get to your pile. But anyways, we are going to jump right in. So I will see you guys in your piles to find out what do they really think of you. Bye, you guys. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen these particular Crow Oracle cards. Your pile actually has 2 that popped out when I was shuffling for you guys, and you picked this obsidian crystal here. We're gonna set that right there for you. And we are going to take a look to see, look at these oracle cards to see kind of what they really think about you. So if you have someone in mind, there's someone that you've been dealing with. This could be a specific person, like a romantic interest. This could also be a friend. This could be a family member. This could be whoever it is for you, where you're sitting here wondering, what do they really think of me? Like maybe they're not totally clear about it. Let's find out here. We're going to find out together what they really think of you. So first, we have 6 with bond. And then we have 52 with warning. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards, get a little bit more info about this. Right off the bat, I mean, with the bond card, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. It does really seem like this might be a romantic partnership, maybe a person, some sort of specific person like that you're interested in, and that's who you're wanting to know about today. But this is a general reading, so that may not resonate for everyone. Like I always say in my readings, take what resonates, leave the rest, you know. Like I said, this is a general reading. There are going to be quite a few people watching this, quite a few people tuning in to kind of see what someone really thinks of them. And there are only 3 piles to choose from, because that's all that I felt like we needed to do today. So just kind of keep that in mind. There may be some things that really resonate for you, and there might be some things that are kind of a miss, and that's okay. Those messages are for, someone else here. So let's pull some tarot cards. We'll get some more information about these. So let's see, what do they really think about pile number 1? Feeling those and feeling this one, as well as these 2. And I just feel like I'm going to stop there. I have another deck here. We've got some other oracle cards we're going to pull, so definitely going to have like a fairly extensive reading. Okay, we have the Six of Cups. How do we want to pull these for you guys? We have the Four of Cups. Okay. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Hermit. We have the Page of Swords. And I am going to get 2 more cards here for you guys. I feel like we need that. So what do they really think of pile number 1? And we'll have some room here for some clarifiers or if we need that. So Page of Swords, Nine of Cups. This is definitely, it's really interesting when we are doing readings over talking about our relationships with people, how the cups really pop out because that's what that, you know, talks about. So relationships with others. So, okay. So first of all, I'm seeing here that they do, okay, so this is most likely a romantic partnership. I'm going to go ahead and say that. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But for many of you, that's probably what this is referring to. But overall, whoever this is in your life, whoever it is that you're thinking of, they definitely see you as a generous, giving person, okay? They see that you have a very kind heart. All right, that is something that I'm 100% seeing here. They see you as being very giving here. They also see you as very enthusiastic, very sharp, very intelligent here. And almost in, but not in a, let's see, but in like a fun loving way. You know, they don't see you as being really sharp and intelligent in this really serious way. I see that you're very fun loving. You're very go with the flow. You're very, like the imagery on this card is really, it really popped out to me and makes me go, this is someone who, like I see, she's got the iron here, but she's also got all these cups. She's really living her best life right here. And I feel like that's kind of you. Like you have a great, kind of this great balance between work and play. Though I do feel like play probably is something that you're a little more committed to than work, which isn't necessarily a bad thing by any means. It's just kind of part of your personality here. So I'm definitely seeing that. So they see you as that. They see you as giving. They see you as sharp, enthusiastic, really a go-getter. They also see you as someone who enjoys commitment, likes commitment, or can commit to things. Like they don't see you as a commitment phobe is kind of what I'm seeing here with the Two of Cups. They see that you are interested in being in a committed relationship. And like I said, if this is not romantic for you, this can mean that you're just a very committed friend. You're a very committed person. You're dedicated. You're very dedicated to the people that you care about. Okay. That's kind of something that I'm seeing here with the Two of Cups. Now I do see with the Hermit that you do like to have your space. And that is something that they recognize. That is something that they recognize, and it's almost something, and I feel like it's something that they don't dislike, okay? I think that it's something that they really respect about you, that you're very fun loving, you're very outgoing, you're very sharp, you're very quick-witted, but you're also, you're like, no one can, I don't know, like, I feel like you're the type of person, no one's gonna be able to pull one over on you, you know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna be able to trick you, deceive you as easily as maybe some other people. They don't see you as being someone who's gullible at all. But at your very core, they see that you are a very kind person. You're a very giving person. You're a person who, once you commit to something, you stick to that. You're very loyal is what I'm seeing here. But you like your time alone. And I feel like there's a lot of respect for that too here. With the King of Wands as well, I am seeing here that you are very... There's like this feeling though, that if someone... because you see here, let me show you the imagery and then we can kind of talk about it a little bit. So first of all, this lizard on his back, they believe you're very intuitive, and they know that. They know that you listen to your intuition. They know that you're a very intuitive person. They know you're very in tune with yourself. You have a lot of self-respect here. You have a decent amount of self-control, but I do see also that when it comes down to it, if someone burns you, you are not afraid to burn them back, is kind of what I'm feeling here with this card. You know, you are 100% loyal. You're a very loyal person, but you know, you're not really someone, but their perception is that you're not really someone that should be crossed. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing with the King of Wands here. You're very much in charge of this, like, you have this fire energy deep down. Like, there's lots of cups here. So they see you as a very giving, loving person. They see you as a very fun person. They see you as, you know, as a very committed, loyal person, but also at the same time, there's this little bit of edge about you here, right? This little bit of fire energy, almost like the Scorpio energy or something, where there's just a little bit of like I said, yeah, just a little bit of edge to you. And I think that that's something that they like. I don't feel like it's something that is being portrayed in a negative view. I'm not getting like negative vibes from that. I think it's something that they kind of like. I think it's something that kind of draws them in, you know, your ability to be on your own and be happy being on your own, your ability to be loyal, and then, you know, really kind of exact what do I want to say, kind of exact revenge if someone crosses you, you know. I do see with the Four of Cups, though, I've kind of intentionally skipped over that and wanted to come back to that with the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups here, I do see that they feel like you're maybe hard to please. Like you have incredibly high expectations, and so they do feel like you're a bit hard to please. The kind of this feeling, I'm kind of feeling that there's this sense of you're perfectly happy being on your own. And they feel that and they know that, and so they feel like it's kind of high stakes with you sometimes. Like if they don't, you know, stay in line, if they don't, you know, whatever, yeah, if they don't like really stay in line and toe the line, then you know, you become very disillusioned, dissatisfied easily, is kind of something that I'm seeing here with that. It's interesting to see the King of Wands here with this fire burning, and I'm noticing with this card right here, this fire burning in the background here, and then we've got all this red here. There's lots of fiery energy with you. I feel like they feel like you are a very fiery person, or that you're someone, like I said, someone that is not to be crossed. I think it's giving me a little, like, it's giving me this vibe, maybe there's a little bit of anxiety there too, you know, on their part, that you are kind of hard to please. You might kind of be someone, like I said, who I feel like you can just drop someone like that if you really need to. If they cross you, if they are not loyal to you, you know, you have no interest in being loyal to someone who does not reciprocate that, you know, which is not necessarily a bad thing by any means. Maintain those high standards. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But that is something that I'm seeing that they know, or they feel, or that's how they perceive you. Now, this might not be how you are deep down. Deep down, maybe you're like, well, but I'm a huge softie. I would never, you know, I would never be super vengeful. I would never, you know, but this is the way that they view you. They view you, it's like they're concerned that you might be, though, you know, is kind of the vibe here too. But I do see that they want to create a tight bond with you. They really, it's almost like they really look up to you. They really admire these qualities about you. You know, like I said, with the Four of Cups, it does seem like you become disillusioned maybe quite easily. Maybe you have incredibly high expectations, and so they feel like even though they give everything, it is like everything they have to offer is just not good enough sometimes, I think is kind of the vibe that I'm getting here with this for you guys, for how they view you. Is just this sense like that maybe they feel like they can't really do things right. They can't really do the right things, or they're always messing something up. That's kind of what it feels like. It's almost like this feeling of almost like inferiority or something, like they're a bit inferior to you, or that they'll never meet your standards or live up to your standards. Which, if this is someone who you want to keep in your life, if this is someone who you have created a really deep bond with and you're very close to, something I'm feeling here with this warning card, if this is a relationship that you would like to keep, or a friendship that you would like to keep, if this is a person that you would like to keep in your life, I do think it's going to be very, very important to tamper some of these, like tamper this a little bit, maybe because sometimes the first step and the only step that we need to take is just be more aware. It's just some self-awareness that, oh hey, we do tend to have incredibly high expectations that are nearly impossible to meet sometimes. And so I think that it's important for you to know with this, that if this is somebody that you would like to keep in your life, the warning here is to manage this fiery disposition here, manage this, kind of do a little bit of PR for yourself to a certain extent. If this is something, like I said, especially if it's something that this is a relationship that you want to keep in your life, this is something like, you might be like, hell yeah, I'm hell yeah, I'll flip on a switch. Hell yeah, I have high expectations. Hell yeah, I have no problem burning it all down to the ground if you cross me. And if that's the case, and if you're happy with that, and that is something that you are fully enjoying and you love embodying that energy, then that's fine. I'm not saying you have to change who you are by any means, but if this is particular image is concerning to you, where you don't want this person to feel like nothing they do is good enough, you don't want this person to feel like you could just flip on a switch and cut them out of your life, and burn the whole relationship, friendship, whatever it is, down to the ground, then I would do a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of reflection, and kind of decide, kind of think about our standards a little bit, or the way that we communicate what our standards are, the way that we communicate our disappointment, and try to remember that this other person is human too. You are not perfect, they are not perfect, nobody is perfect. So to expect perfectionism and to expect a human who is going to be imperfect, because that's just how we all are, to expect them to meet incredibly high standards that near perfection is going to ultimately leave you disappointed in the end. And nobody is going to be able to meet these incredibly high expectations that near perfection, because that's just not possible. So I feel like that is something that needs to be said kind of with this warning card. I think that that's really what the message is with that. But this is somebody who has a very deep bond with you. They want to maintain this bond as well. I don't see any sort of, they really don't even have I would say 99% of the things that they think of you, what they really think of you, are all very, very positive. You're a very loving, giving person. You're very loyal. You're very sharp and witty. You're very fun too. You're very, very fun. I think that they really respect the fact that you are able to spend time on your own, be on your own, and you're not afraid of that. That does not bother you. I think there's a lot of respect there for that. I feel like they've probably encountered a lot of people who don't have that ability, or who are afraid of being alone. Maybe they're a bit afraid of being alone themselves, and so this is an energy that they really respect here. As well. I would just mitigate, I would just be aware of this energy here, that they do feel like you could flip on a switch. They, if you really wanted to. They do feel, but they do feel also like you're very intuitive, you're very in charge here. I think the warning is just to not put out your fire, but to just be aware of how it spreads, be aware of our expectations and the way that we express those. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. Let's pull a final card here from the Women of Myth Oracle deck. Just get a final look at overall what it is that they really think of you. Now, these are all women in this deck, but that does not mean that, you know, you can't be a man or identify as a man or whatever, watching any other gender, watching this video. You know, these are just general energies, and they all happen to just be women, like historical women. I keep pointing over here, but this is where my guidebook is sitting. So these are all just women in history. So yeah, let's see kind of out of these, what overall energy do they really feel that pile number 1 embodies here? What do they really think of pile number 1? Feeling this one. We have Mama Huaco. She's a heroine, and the teacher. Let me get in the guidebook. Let's see a little bit more about her energy here. I'm fairly new to this deck. I haven't pulled all of the cards, so I don't know all of them. Here she is. So foundation building, compassion, teaching. Yes, absolutely compassion. That is definitely something that we saw here in your reading right off the bat. They definitely see you as a very compassionate person. Like I said, I think they really admire here with the Hermit. They just really admire you. And I feel like you're teaching them things. They're learning things from you, and they know that. And it's just really, that is just really neat to see how all of it comes together. But let's read her story and her, let's read her story and her advice here. So her story is she's a warrior and a shaman. She had influential religious and governmental duties as a leader of the Inca people and founder of the capital city, Cusco. So yes, definitely this leadership energy. You definitely have this like the King of Wands energy, you know, very confident, very fiery, but very mature about this fire aspect. It's not like you're going to burn the whole thing down to the ground just with a flip of a switch necessarily, but I do feel like you have the ability to do that if you felt like it needed to come to something like that. You know, that's kind of the vibe that I get here, that they feel like feel that you embody here. So her advice here, which isn't really relevant for us here because we're just looking at your overall energy of how they feel about you. But I do feel like I want to say this here. When you pull this card, it suggests that you seek out the wise counsel of a trusted friend, advisor, or elder. So I think that they see you as being a very wise person. There's a lot of wisdom here to you. Like I was saying with this lizard here depicted with the King of Wands, there's lots of intuition here. They know that you're very intuitive, and they see you as being a very wise person. You know, like you're very fun. But they see you as being very wise. Same thing with the Hermit here as well. So this is what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1, as to how it is that they view you. What do they really think of you? This is what they really think of you. So now you know, my friends, take this and run with it and do with it what you will. And I will see you all in your next reading. Bye, pile number 1. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this selenite crystal along with this Crow Oracle card. We're going to set this over here for you, and we are going to take a look to see what it is that they really think of you. So with this reading, this can be anybody you have in mind. So this could be a friend, family, coworker, significant other, maybe specific person, maybe someone that you're interested in having a romantic relationship with. This can be anybody. Please remember, this is a general reading though, so not every message may resonate. So just like I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. You know, if there's a message that comes up that's just kind of a miss for you, remember, you know, that's a message that's for somebody else here watching this reading. Okay, so let's take a look here. We're going to turn this over and see what it is they really think of you, and then we'll pull some tarot cards. We'll get some more information here, but let's go ahead and we have protection. Okay, here's, you can see your card a little better. This is a gorgeous card. I love all the colors on this card here. So we have protection. Let's move this over to the side for you. And then we are going to pull some tarot cards to give us a little bit more info here. Let's see. Here we go. What do they really think of pile number 2? Okay. Feeling this one, that one, and this guy as well. Okay. What do they really think of you? So we have the 3 of Cups. We have Justice. This Justice card is so cool. I love this deck, you guys. This Pulp Magazine Tarot is so awesome. Ace of Pentacles. Let's see, how many other cards do we have here? We have the Queen of Cups. The 2 of Swords. The High Priestess, my favorite card in this particular deck. And the Magician. Okay. Let's see here. So right off the bat, now I'm not saying, like, if this is someone you're thinking of as a, maybe you're thinking of your significant other or someone you'd like to be in a relationship with, you know, that I'm not saying that that's not necessarily the case, but I'm feeling that this is almost more of a friendship type of situation, maybe even a situationship, you know what I'm saying? Here, but let's see. So 3 of Cups, I see that they see you as being very popular. They see you as having a lot of friends, okay? That's something that's really jumping out at me here. That was like of course it was the first card that we laid down, but that was that card that like jumped out of the deck. So I would say that that is like probably maybe even one of the main ways that they view you. Pile number 2, this 3 of Cups energy. I see that you're very fun loving. I see that you're very popular, possibly, and this is how they view you. They view you as being very popular. These women too are also very glamorous. So male or female, it does not matter. Male, female, non-binary, however it is that you identify. They just see you as being a very glamorous person. Okay, they see that they feel like you lead a very glamorous life. With Justice here, I see that they feel like you're very fair. Pile number 2, it's like there's this fiery energy. I love this fire behind her. I think they see you as this fiery energy, this person who is, you know, you really like to weigh all options. They think that, you know, you like to be very fair with other people. You're not the type of person who will just cut someone off for no reason necessarily. But I do see that if you feel like someone's given you a reason, you have no qualms cutting them off to a certain extent. Now, it's interesting to see this over the 2 of Swords because this talks about making a decision here. So I do feel too, especially with the Justice card being ruled by Libra, maybe to a certain extent you are a bit indecisive as well. It's also possible that maybe you have some sort of major Libra placement. That's also, you know, also totally possible as well. But I see that they feel like you're a very fair person here, and you're not afraid to fight for justice. You know, you care a lot about being just and being fair with others. You know, that might actually be something that kind of leads to your popularity within your social groups, is that you are a very fair person. You're very fair with the way that you deal with others. You give people multiple opportunities. Kind of, you're not really the type to just have someone to just cut someone off because they've made one mistake. You like to be very fair. You like to see all different sides. You like to get both sides of the story to a certain extent, you know, within reason before you make decisions here. But I do see that they do see you as kind of being a bit indecisive sometimes. I see that as well. The Magician card is really interesting too here for you. I think that Now, I mean, you know, now this could also just be that if you're really into manifestation. So first of all, we're going to take this a little bit literally. If you're really into manifestation, if you're really into all of those things, they might see you kind of as a master manifester. Like you have this knack of being able to pull that off. But also with the magician, I'm seeing here that they kind of think of you as being a little bit, let's see, it wasn't what I was thinking, but it wasn't like the thought process that I was going with, but the word showy kind of came up for me. So I think they feel like you kind of like to put on a show a little bit, which makes sense with this glamorous feeling I was getting here with the Three of Cups. I think that they feel like you like to put on a little bit of a show. You kind of like to be on stage, maybe kind of center of attention type of thing. So I feel like that might be kind of how they view you as well. But I also think they view you as being quite, I kind of want to say tricky, but not in like this negative way, not in this negative sense of being like a trickster in this bad way. It's just almost like they never know what you're going to pull out of your hat. Okay. They never know what it is that you're going to say next. You keep them guessing. And I feel like this is something that they like. I'm seeing all very positive things here. So whoever it is that you have in mind, they have a very positive view of you. Okay. They just have a very positive view. I think you're very liked. They think you're absolutely gorgeous. You're glamorous. You're a very fair person too. You're very fair in your dealings with others. They see a lot of potential too with you. Possibly now this could be that they see that you have a lot of potential within your things like your career, just kind of the material realm in general. They see that there's a lot of potential there, but also this could be that they see a lot of potential in your relationship too. They see that there's a lot of potential there for you guys to kind of come together and do something great, which kind of draws my eye over here to this protection card that we have. Where we have these two crows and they are protecting this egg here. So this might be a business partner that you're thinking of, or a friend, but there's something that you guys have been growing and building together. Okay. And maybe this is just a friendship. Like I said, maybe this is a coworker, maybe this is whoever this is. I feel like there's something that you guys are building together. And you guys are doing a really great job protecting this little like nest egg, this little thing that you two have created together. I mean, and this could absolutely be a romantic relationship too. You know, now obviously literal sense and might resonate for a very, very select few here. It's a very specific message, but this could be, you might be pregnant, you know, if this is something or your partner might be pregnant, if this is something that if that's something that you feel called to. I don't feel like it's a surprise or anything like that. If that resonates, like I said, that's a very specific message. That probably won't resonate for most people here, but it might for a few. So I wanted to go ahead and say it because I was feeling it. But yeah, it's like there's something that you guys are building here together. It's something that you guys are very protective over. You're very protective over your relationship, possibly your friendship, however it is that you relate with this person here. Now, with the High Priestess, I think that and especially the High Priestess plus the Magician here, they like that you don't show your hand immediately. They like that there's this element of mystery about you, that they can never quite figure you out, you know, or right when they think they have you figured out, you surprise them with something, you know, and like I said, not in a negative way, just like with the trickery, not in that I said, like the trickster thing. It's not in a negative way. It's just in a, you know, like I said, right when they think that they have you figured out, you've got some sort of new surprise up your sleeve. You've got some new ideas, some new something where they go, oh, that's, you know, I would not have penned this person for being someone who's into that, or being someone who likes that or believes that or would say something like that. It's something that you like, it's like you keep this person guessing. And I think that's very, I think they like that about you, pile number 2. I think it brings this, I think it brings and maintains this element of mystery and suspense and charm almost. That's something that I'm really feeling with this High Priestess card here, and the Three of Cups too. But like this High Priestess card, she's very charming. There's like something charming about her, and because you don't know every single little thing about them. And that's kind of, the High Priestess, she sits in front of a curtain and we don't see what's behind the curtain. She knows, she has all the knowledge, she has the Torah here, like that's these keys, like she has all the keys, she has all this knowledge, but we don't really know what's actually behind that curtain. Only she does. So I feel like that's kind of your the energy, that's kind of the way that they view you, as someone who, like, they just can't quite figure out. It's like you don't show your hand, you don't show your cards all at once. You like to maintain this element of mystery. And I think that they really like that. They like that you kind of keep them on their toes. It's kind of the fun part of being in relationship with you. What, like I said, whether that's friendship, significant other, whatever. There's something about that is it's very enticing for them. We talked here about the Two of Swords. I think they do see you as being a little bit indecisive sometimes, but not, I don't get some like any sort of major negative energy from that. I think that they just think you're a little bit indecisive. Sometimes you have a hard time making decisions. Maybe you're the type of person that never knows where it is you want to eat, same. I can relate. Some of us are just kind of like that. I got that Libra moon. I never know, when it comes to little mundane things, I never know what it is that I want to do. So, or where it is that I want to eat. So, that's just kind of how they view you too. I think they see you as being a little bit like that here. Queen of Cups. I think that they see you as being also very, emotionally mature. First of all, they see that you're very emotionally mature. You're very in tune with your emotions, but you don't let them get the best of you here. I think that they see that you're the Queen of Cups, she's very confident in her emotions. She doesn't let them get the best of her, but she's also very receptive. She's like ready to, like, happy to receive and allow her cup to be filled by others. So that's kind of something that I see that, like, they see with you, is you're someone who is really fine with kind of sitting back and just like with this card, she's just kind of sitting there sipping her tea, watching everything unfold. Very glamorous. She's got her, oh, I almost knocked it out of my hand. She's got her heels on here. She's just sitting in this like luxurious green chair, very grounded, but also like very grounded, but also very entertained by life, very entertained by this cup that's being filled or that has been filled, and she's partaking from that. So I think that's kind of how they see you here. I'm definitely feeling glamour with everything here. They see that, they really believe that you're absolutely gorgeous. You're very glamorous. They think you lead a very glamorous life. That's really how they perceive you. Pile number 2. This is really what I'm seeing for you here. I think this is pretty cut and dry to a certain extent. You're glamorous. You like to get the whole side of a story. I think they see that you're a very fair person. They see that you have a lot of potential. You have a lot to give to the world. They like the fact that you're not easy to figure out. You kind of keep your cards close. You don't just show your hand right off the bat. You are a little bit indecisive, but aren't we all? And they see you as this really emotionally mature figure who's you're very grounded, but you're also very in tune with your emotions, and it's like you allow others to fill your cup. So you're someone who's comfortable taking compliments. You're someone who's comfortable kind of, let's see, you know how there are people out there who just, they cannot take a compliment no matter what. It's like they'll turn it around and be like, oh no, they must have been making fun of me, or they must have. I feel like that's not who you are. You're kind of the exact opposite of that. You're very happy to receive compliments. You're very confident in yourself, and very comfortable with who you are. She's very comfortable with her emotions, with this cup here, and I see that that's very much how you are too. You're very comfortable here. You're not messy either with your emotions. The napkin here on her lap is really standing out. You're not very messy either emotionally, and I think that that's something that they really like about you. And then, yeah, wrapping it up here, I think that there's this sense of there's this sense that you two really want to protect whatever it is that you have built, whatever this relationship is that you've built. It's very precious to them. They care a lot about it. They care a lot about keeping you in their life and having you in their life. And this is something that they want to protect. They want to protect your relationship because they see you as being incredibly valuable, and they greatly value the relationship that they have with you. Pile number 2. Let's get a final message here from the Women of Myth Oracle to kind of see the general overall energy of how it is that they see you. Now, all of the characters in this deck are all women. They're all just different historical and mythological women throughout history, but this does not mean that if you are male watching this, or a man watching this, or non-binary, if you identify differently, this does not mean that this excludes you or anything like that. These are just general energies here that we're going to be taking a look at. So let's pull this final oracle card for you, taking a look to see what it is that they really think of you. Pile number 2. Feel this one, and we have Aicha Kandicha, I hope I didn't butcher that, with the Predator. So let's see here. Let's not do that. We'll put her right there. Okay, let me grab the book real fast. Bear with me. There's no table of contents here, so you kind of just have to thumb through every page. There she is. Okay, so the keywords are hunted, preyed upon, and seduced, which, yes, I remember that from her story here, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so she is a supernatural creature from pre-Islamic Arabic mythology who is said to stalk near water sources and lure young men to their deaths. So I think here this kind of goes along with this seduction here. You know, we're not talking about the negative energies here with this card. What I'm really feeling is this seduction here, because yes, I remember she would lure young men, kind of like a siren, you know, lure young men to their deaths because she was very seductive and beautiful. And I feel like that was definitely something I was picking up here with your reading. You are very glamorous, you are very seductive, you are very beautiful, and that's how they see you. They see you as being very beautiful, very seductive. But this is what I'm seeing for you. Pile number 2. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching your reading. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel so much. Also, if you have any topics that you would like to see on the channel, any pick a card topics, leave those in the comment section down below. I've gotten a few requests. I'm already incorporating those into my weekly readings that we're doing, or my readings that I'm doing daily throughout the week. So definitely put those down there. If you have any requests, I'm happy to put those in here for you. I do all these readings for you guys. Let's see what else. So yeah, there we have it. This is how they view you. Take with this, do what you will with this information. I wish you all the best. Pile number 2. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this green malachite crystal along with this stack of oracle cards. Your pile actually had 2 come out. So we are going to be working with these 2, and we're going to pull some tarot cards also. So this is this reading, we're going to take a look to see what it is they really think of you. So if you have someone in mind here, or have someone in mind, we're going to take a look at to see what it is they really think of you. Now, this could be a romantic partner. This could be maybe a person of interest, romantic interest. This could be a friend. This could be a coworker. This could be a family member, whoever it is that you want to know what they really think of you. That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. Like I told the other piles, this is a general reading, so there are going to be some messages in here that may not resonate 100%. Like I always say in my readings, take what resonates, leave the rest. Those messages that are just kind of misses are messages meant for someone else who's watching this pile with you. So that's what just wanted to point that out, since we'll have quite a few people looking to see what it is that someone thinks of them. Lots of energies to read here, but let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with these. We'll pull some tarot cards. We'll get a final oracle card at the very end to wrap it up for you, and let's see what it is that they really think of you. So we have ghosts here with number 20. And we have displacement here with number 13. Okay, so these are your 2 oracle cards here. I'm not going to say too much about these yet until we get your tarot cards. I do feel like it's possible that I'm just in this very specific, so if it resonates, take it. If not, it's a very specific message, but I did want to say it because I feel it, and it needs to be said. This might be someone for some of you who you've had a relationship with in the past. This might be someone that you're kind of hoping will come back into your life. This might also be someone who you, no, I'm not going to say any more because I want to get your tarot cards and find out. But I do feel like right off the bat, this might be someone who was previously in your life, maybe is no longer in your life, but you might wanting them to come back. This might be an ex or someone like that. But let's go ahead. We'll move these over to the side here. We'll get some tarot cards to get a little bit more information for you to find out what it is that they really think of you. So let's grab these. We'll start with them. What does this person really think of pile number 3? What does this person really think of pile number 3? Seeing this one's popping out at me. Those 2 as well. I want to get... There we go. A couple more for ya. Oh, and this, oh, they all want to come out. Okay, all right. You're getting all the tea, pile number 3. So here we go. Let's see here. I want to move these. I want them to still be in view. We have the 7 of Wands, the Emperor, the Moon. Let's see. I'm going to move these over here so we can grab everybody. Temperance. Oh, wow. I shuffled these like crazy. You've got lots of major arcana here. The Devil. 7 of Swords. The High Priestess. 9 of Pentacles. We've got 2 more. We have the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Cups here. I'm going to move this out of the view just a little bit so we have space for your card. Let's see. We'll move this guy. We'll put them right here. Okay. I want to be able to fit everything on here for you, so you can see all your cards. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I want to make sure you can see everything. I know when I get my cards read, I like to always be able to see my cards, so I want to make sure my viewers can as well. Okay. So, where to begin? Pile number 3. Okay, so how this person views you. I see here, and all right. we're spilling the tea. We're just going to be honest. Let me take a sip of mine that I have here before we get started. Okay, so just laying it out here for you. 7 of Wands. I feel like you guys have had a lot of, there's been a lot of adversity come up for you in your relationship with this person, pile number 3. I feel like there's been a decent amount of conflict. And I want to say, when looking at this 9 of Wands, I feel like it's not just, okay, well, first with the 7 of Wands here. Generally, 7 of Wands in most depictions, it's one person against all these other wands, right? With here, we have a couple. So what I'm seeing here for you, or what they're seeing, how they're viewing you, they feel like you guys have been through a lot. That's kind of how they view you. You guys have been through quite a lot together. There's been a decent amount of conflict as well in this relationship. They feel possibly like, I think they feel like they've been on the defensive quite a bit, or, well, maybe they feel like they've been on the defensive, or maybe that you're quite defensive as well. You can be quite defensive at times, I think is what is something that the way that they view you here. I think they also find that they feel like your relationship, and like I said with ghosts, Ghost really talks about things of the past coming in. The Ghost Oracle card generally talks about not allowing, not living in the past, not letting ghosts from the past impact your day-to-day life, remember, etc. So there's that. So I do feel like this is maybe an ex or someone who you have had there's a lot of history there with you guys. Displacement talks about misplaced anger or misplaced misplaced emotions. So taking something out on somebody else, like having a bad day at work where things don't go right, and then you come home and you're just really short with your significant other or your kids or, whoever, whatever. You're really short with the people in your life, and it's just displaced anger. What you're actually angry at is your boss or the clients you had to deal with that day, or, your coworkers or whoever that was. But you come home and you take it out on your loved ones. That's kind of what I'm seeing here with displacement. So, like I said, we're spilling the tea. We're being 100% honest with here. So that is something that I'm seeing. I'm seeing that there's a lot of history that's impacting your relationship with this person, a lot of past history. This doesn't have to necessarily be an ex. That's just kind of something that I kind of felt right off the bat with the ghost thing for some of you. So that might be the case for others. This is just someone that there's a lot of history there, and it's not necessarily positive history, okay? With displacement too, I do think that they see you as someone who has a lot of misplaced anger. You tend to take things out on them when they feel like something is not necessarily their fault. Now, I'm not here to say someone is right or wrong or pick sides or do anything like that. All I am saying here is, all I'm reading is just the energy and the way that the energy in the sense that this is how they view you, okay? So that's how they feel here. They feel like you have lots of misplaced anger here. They feel like you guys have been through a lot together as well. You guys have definitely went through some dark periods together too, where it really they really weren't sure how things were going to work out. Maybe you both weren't really sure what the path was moving forward, of just a very dark time with very little illumination here. And I think that that's something that's really how they view the relationship with you. They view you or when they're thinking about you, they think about how you guys have been through lots of dark times together, or it was really hard to know the best way moving forward. With Temperance, though, I do see that they feel like almost I'm just gonna say it. Almost two-faced, like there's two sides to you. Particularly with this card, this is like part man, part woman, all angel, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Temperance kind of talks about, balance here, but balance generally, and patience, but that's not really the energy that I'm feeling from this card right now. I mean, I guess if that resonates and you feel like they do think you're a patient person and a balanced person, then, take that if that resonates. What I'm really feeling though with this card is that they feel like there's kind of two sides to you, and they never know what side they're going to get from you. They feel like maybe you're kind of hard to pin down a little bit too. You keep a lot of things kind of hidden, or they feel like you keep a lot of things hidden from them. With the High Priestess here, because the High Priestess, she sits in front of a curtain and she has all of this knowledge here. She's got these keys, she's got the Torah, there's just all of this higher knowledge, esoteric knowledge kind of. So there, but we can't see what's behind the curtain. We don't know exactly what wisdom knowledge it is that she has. So I believe that they see you as kind of maybe, like there's another side to you. There's things that they don't know about you, or they feel like they don't fully understand you possibly here. That's what the moon can also represent, is not being able to see everything, as far as not being able to fully understand you, to see all this, to truly see you for who you are possibly. Seven of Swords too kind of talks about being a little bit of a trickster. That's kind of how they view you. They view you as being a bit self-serving. Sorry, this is not meant to be a roast. Pile number 3. I'm sorry. I am just reading the energy as I see it. This is just the way that this person views you. They see you as being very much in charge. You like to be in charge. You like to be the person who has the final say in things. You kind of rule with an iron fist a little bit in your relationships. Maybe you're kind of the person who like wears the pants in the relationship. I know that's kind of an outdated phrase, I guess. But it's kind of what this energy is here though in this reading, is you are the person, you're very large and in charge. You like to be in charge. You kind of rule with an iron fist, borderlining on tyrant at times, I believe, honestly, is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. Like I said, maybe a little bit self-serving. You kind of keep your own interests close. You don't like to divulge all the information that you have. Sometimes you kind of keep your hand hidden a little bit, your cards hidden to a certain extent, but maybe they see you as being not totally trustworthy here. Like there are things that you hide from them that they don't know about. The Devil card, though, I think they feel very tied to you. They feel like they can't, quit you, if that makes sense. Devil typically talks about being voluntarily attached to something that's material, that's not necessarily in our best interest. So I think that there's this attachment here. It's like they know that maybe you guys don't really mesh, and maybe you guys aren't really that great for each other, but this is how they see you. But they have a hard time quitting you or removing you from their life. 5 of Cups here. There's some disappointment. I think there were high hopes for this relationship, friendship, whatever this may be. I mean, this could even be a sibling, this could be a family member, this could be a coworker, this could be whatever, but this is just the energy here that there's this disappointment. I think there was hope for something more, for something better. But it's just not really, it doesn't look like that's really what's actually happened here, at least from their perspective. Like I said, with Nine of Wands, there's quite a bit of conflict. I think they feel that you're very defensive. You can be very defensive sometimes. Maybe they even feel like you act like a victim sometimes, a victim of maybe your own doing, your own circumstances, of your own, like the own consequences of your actions. Maybe they feel like you fall into victimhood quite a bit as well. Gosh, I'm sorry, pile number 3. This is just the end. This is like, I couldn't make all this up. You see all the synchronicities here with the conflict, the Devil card, the 5 of Cups. I mean, just looking at the imagery here, the 7 of Swords, you can, I can't make this up. And I'm not going to lie to you or really sugarcoat it. You wanted the tea spilled. You wanted to know what they actually think of you. This is what they actually think of you. The 9 of Pentacles, though, they do see you as being like glamorous. But in this, so when I first look at this card, I mean, without even seeing anything else, she almost looks mean. Is that just me? She almost looks a little bit mean, like unapproachable. She looks unapproachable. That's what it is. She's got like, let me set my tea down. She's got like all these pentacles here, like all these awards, all these accolades. She has a lot of there's luxury here being really, being illustrated. What is that? Hold on, let me see. What is that statue? It's like a hawk. So a bit of a predator, maybe a bit predatory, to a certain extent, maybe kind of, will definitely take advantage of a situation when it works best for you. That's kind of how they view you here, but I think they view you as being very unapproachable here. Like they see that you have a lot of your needs met. You're doing well. There's this sense of like luxury about you, but there's also this sense of like you're not very approachable either. Pile number 3, that is something that I see that they like, that's their view of you, that you're not very approachable here. There's just, I feel like there's a lot of conflict here, that you guys have been through within your relationship with this person. They really don't have the most favorable view of you, but I think that it's very much come as a disappointment to them. I think that initially going into whatever this relationship is, they had very high hopes, but it seems that they're kind of disappointed in the way things have turned out. I don't really feel like I don't really want to recap, because at the end of my readings, I kind of like to recap. Okay, these are the things that we talked about here. I don't really want to recap because I feel like I have just roasted the shit out of you, and I'm so sorry. This is just the energy that I'm seeing. This is their energy. This is the way that they see you. There's been lots of conflict in the past, lots of dark times. I think they have a hard time pinning you down sometimes and understanding where it is you come from. They feel like you like to be in charge. You rule, your environment with a bit of an iron fist. Sometimes you have some, misplaced anger. You take it, you take out things on the people, you take things out on the people you love sometimes, even when it's not them that have actually done anything. I think they have a hard time trusting you too. They feel like you maybe always have your own best interest in mind, but maybe not necessarily always the interests of them. they feel very tied to you, 100%. They feel very tied to you. I think they have a really hard time letting go. If this is an ex, I would say that this is someone who still thinks about you quite often, or they feel like you really have your hooks in them. I guess you could say. There's just, and they feel like you're a little bit unapproachable. Maybe and I see this with this Nine of Wands coming, you know, right here by it. And it definitely feels like you're a bit unapproachable because you go on the defensive, or they feel like you tend to go on the defensive or put yourself in a place of victimhood when maybe you're not necessarily the victim of the situation here. Pile number 3. So that is what so there's the recap here of what we've kind of talked about. Let's get a final oracle card here from the Women of Myth oracle deck. Now, all of these figures are all women from different myths and stories throughout history, but that does not mean that this only applies to you if you identify as a woman while watching this. Okay, so these are just general, you know, general energies that we're using here to kind of get a better idea though. So let's find out, last card, final message here, what it is they really think about you, pile number 3. We have Dear Woman with the Watcher. Okay. Let me pull the message, or the oh my gosh, my brain quit, the page from the guidebook. Let's see here. So I do know with the Dear Woman, she is from Native American stories, myths, and we'll just kind of talk about it while I try to get to this page here. Okay, here we go. So loyalty, protection. Her story is she's a spirit from the stories of many different indigenous peoples of North America. She watches over women and children while severely punishing unfaithful and abusive men to protect her community and people. Okay, so that being said, so I think that I don't want to make assumptions, but if this person that you have in mind is an unfaithful or abusive person, this, you know, obviously you take with a grain of salt what it is that they think of you, first of all. Second of all, if this person is an unfaithful and abusive person, particularly if they are a man, I would definitely look into the story of the Dear Woman. I think that it might be very healing for you to look into her full story and learn more about her. She is, she essentially, like, she finds men who are abusive and unfaithful to their wives and who harm their children. She finds them out in the forest when they're on their own. The story is that the forest will go completely quiet and they'll feel like they're being watched. And the only thing they will see is a deer, because she'll transform into a deer. And it'll be this, like, it's like this really, it's very creepy, actually. And she will essentially punish them in some way, shape, or form. For the YouTubes and to not have any shadow banned or something, she will unalive them in some way as a way to protect or avenge the women and children that they have harmed. So I was kind of getting that feeling as I was doing this reading, that this is someone who does not have a very high opinion of you, but that doesn't necessarily reflect on you. This reflects on them. You know, that's why I kept apologizing for having to say all of these things, because I don't necessarily think that this is about you. This is their energy. You know, this is about them. So if the like I said, if the dear woman, I think this card came out for this specific purpose. Not because this is the energy that they see you in necessarily, but this is an energy that I think maybe you need to look into and reach out to and research a little bit, learn a little bit more about the dear woman, particularly as, you know, as you relate, however it is that you relate to this person here that you're asking about. I think that you might find this to be a very comforting story, a very comforting monster, because it says monster, entity, energy to work with or call upon if you feel called to. Now, if you don't, obviously, you don't have to be messing with all that. That's totally fine. But I did want to kind of let you know that that is kind of what I was feeling. Like, whatever this was a very toxic situation, and this is most likely a very toxic person. For someone to have this many qualms about one person, that says a lot, you know. And it's possible that displacement here is talking about their misplaced anger. Okay, maybe they are the type of person who, you know, has a bad day at work and then goes home and treats their loved ones very poorly. Okay, so this is not necessarily a reflection on you. This is mostly a reflection on them, and I feel like that is really being reiterated and stated for you with this dear woman card. Okay, pile number 3. So like I said, if the story of the dear woman, if this kind of calls to you and you feel like that might be something you'd be interested in, please go check her out. Please do a little bit of research. You just Google her, learn a little bit more about her, learn a little bit about what her correspondences are besides just dear, and kind of do with that information what you will. You know, pile number 3, I wish you all the best with this information that you have and going forward in the future with this relationship. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel so much. If you have any topics you'd like to see on the channel, please leave those in the comments down below. I will absolutely begin incorporating those into my readings. I already have a few suggestions, requests that I'm going to start incorporating into our readings. I want to thank your guides and guides in general for coming through and allowing us to read this energy here for you today, and I will see you all in your next reading. Bye, pile number 3.